Hey there folks, this is Marcus Williams with a how to draw video. Today we're going to be drawing a very special character to me. This is from a children's book, a character that actually has no name, but is special all the same. This is the leading character from a children's book called Broken Glass. And here he is, and as the title suggests and the illustration points out, this is about a young boy who actually gets in trouble, at least in his mind, when he plays baseball in the house, and he, of course, breaks his bedroom window, and his imagination gets the best of him throughout the story. And I guess that it's a morality tale about telling the truth, even if it gets you in trouble, of course. So you can see the actual product of what he's done, and of course the lovely glass here at the bottom. So I'm going to be doing a how to draw video of this character. We're going to start with an armature, and of course I'll define that, but it's a sketch armature, and we're going to be using terms like that throughout some of my videos. And I don't know if I can keep him in line with the drawing, but I'll see if I can't pop one up on the screen so you guys can see that I am using reference, and reference is important when drawing, even though I know how to draw them from memory. There are some elements of this sketch that I want to add in this video, so let's get started. As with just about every illustration I start with, I'm going to be using a sketch armature, which is basically a skeleton. It's going to be basically the blueprint of what the final art should look like, or the pose, the energy, what's going to be happening. So generally, I like to start with the head, establishing where, of course, the character's head is. For me, I'm not sure why you would start with anything else in a drawing, but whatever floats your boat. If you're not comfortable starting with the head, you can start anywhere you like. Now, for instance, I don't actually do much of the formatted, tried and true, okay, you split it in this way, you do this, and add 4 circles here. I don't really do that method. What I find to be the most effective is really just finding out where the center of the actual face or head is. And that's what this line is going to be. And of course, the next most important thing, of course, would be where the eyes are going to land. And with this information, what you get is basically everything else can fall into place once you have this information. This is what I prefer to use, mostly because, you know, every style can be different. For instance, once I establish in this particular style, which is, you know, Broken Glass, the illustrated style we chose to go with, the book was actually written by a good friend of mine named Greg Burnham. We scrutinized the actual style of this character, and he was actually going to be a tiger at one point. We decided not to go with that, but all in all, the style we chose was a more cartoon style that actually suited the young nature of the book. We wanted it to feel, you know, appropriate for young audiences. It's actually a family book, a family-oriented book that you're supposed to read with your parents. So we wanted it to feel fun. We didn't want it to be too serious, too severe in terms of the style, too mature, I should say. But for instance, you know, I can say where his nose is going to land. And this line, like I said, is where the bottom of the eyes land. So in this case, in this scenario, I can draw the eyebrows here. You know, we'll just do some loose ones. And of course, like I said, the bottom of his eyes are going to land right about here. And I'm going to do his nice cartooned eyes here, and they fall right there at the bottom of that line, just about. And that gives me all the information I need for the face. like everything else falls into place, because I have the middle of the face here, and I can erase those once I have them established. Gives me the middle of the face and the bottom of the eyes, where that lands, and so then I can say, okay, well, you know, if his eyes are here, I can put his ears here. Now, if you have a different art style, a different cartoon style of art, that may not work exactly. You know, if you have, you know, huge, giant elephant ears for your design, and, you know, the layout is very, very skewed and different, it may not work out that way, but that's okay. But that's why I personally don't usually use, you know, one tried and true method for head elements and so forth. Like, oh, you know, the eyes have to go here if this is where, you know, this circle is, and this. I just find that it's easier to establish the middle of the face and where the eyes land, the bottom of the eyes, I should say. So for this character in particular, this is his general layout of his face. He has very large eyes, for the most part, very anime / cartoon eyes, when it gets down to the detail of them. But from here, I can actually get to, you know, his mouth, where his mouth is going to land, and I'm going to do this little wrinkled mouth to show that he is, in fact, very worried, and that's one of the things. He has kind of like a broccoli-styled hair afro going on, which is all right. You know, they can have broccoli afros. This is not any particular, you know, number of little curves or, you know, bumps in his hair. He has no rhyme or rhythm. There's no set number. So when you're drawing this, you can do as many as you like. You can make his afro as big as you like, and so forth. But it can vary sometimes. I guess it's really supposed to be a short one. But from that, I would say, let me scoot this down just a bit. So the next sketch piece that I can do, and I should have did this from the jump, but I'll go ahead and do a sketch armature for what his body is going to be doing exactly. So for this, you just lightly, very, very lightly, sketch out, you know, very rudimentary, very simple shapes that show, you know, where his body pieces are going to land, what is he doing in the shot. So for this shot in particular, I kind of want his body to be, you know, reading that he is kneeling down, holding his bat, as he, you know, looks on in disbelief at what he's done, which is actually the first page of the actual book. And for this one, he looks a little bit older, so we won't worry about that too much. But there's my armature. Hopefully that shows up on screen. And from there, once you have your sketch armature, and I should have defined that by now on screen, you can start building on top of that armature, similar to what a sculptor does. A sculptor has to build on to the armature. Once you have this nice blueprint of what's going to happen, you can start building your clay on top of that, and everything should fall into place nicely, and there shouldn't be any surprises, so to speak. So here we go. So I'll start building with some darker lines, and I may do time lapse on this. So or I could do two versions, time lapse and step by step. But for those that want to see step by step, I'll go ahead and draw those in now. But just a little bit more about these videos as I'm drawing. What I hope to accomplish with my how-to videos is simply a sort of companion to the work that I'm going to be producing in the next few years, hopefully, is something that maybe the fans can use alongside the artwork, if they are in fact fans of the art, which hopefully they are. I wouldn't mind that. They can, you know, take some step by step bits of education to achieve, you know, some better artwork, for their own purposes. Perhaps if they become fans of the characters themselves, they can also, you know, use some videos for that. Because I'm going to be creating family-oriented artwork for the next few projects that I create, actually. Such as this is the first of a volume of books, children's books, that Greg Burnham will be writing. We're actually working on the second book currently, amongst other things. So that's going to be just, you know, one other book in the lineup. But he plans to write many more. So what we've seen on Facebook and with friends and supporters alike that have purchased the books, Broken Glass book, is that, you know, their children actually like drawing the character. They want to draw the character. So that in itself is, you know, incentive enough for me to say, okay, cool. I would love to help them, you know, understand how to draw this character just a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully it helps. I will be taking a different angle on the how to draw genre. I hope, at least, that I can take a little bit of a different angle, or maybe, you know, come up with something more unique. I think I'm going to be going at it from the perspective of how to be an illustrator, and how to, not necessarily how to draw what I'm drawing, as much as how to understand what I'm drawing, how to understand the elements of what I'm drawing, so you could create your own characters, or you can create your own illustration from scratch, which, of course, how-to videos can help you initially do, but if all you do is learn how to draw what I've drawn, then it doesn't really help you in the long run as much. So I do want to teach a little bit, as well as help young artists and even budding artists or illustrators along the process of really understanding how to put these illustrations together. So that said, that is what I will hope to accomplish with these videos. So, and I'm going to erase a little bit here, and I think that should be a good intro video once you have all of your nice clean lines, or cleaner lines. I didn't ink anything here, and of course he's not holding his bat. He's more, I think, just really looking at what he's done in hindsight, and he's kind of stunned. This is where we'll stop for now, and we will pick up in the next video with some specific information about illustrating and maybe character design. And there you have it. I guess I can put some shading if you... I'll do some quick shading and some speed lapse, time lapse, is it called? Time lapse, yeah, not speed lapse. Speed lapse sounds cool, but you know, I think it's time lapse. So we'll do that. And there you have it, all shaded and nice to look at. I will definitely speed lapse portions of this, but until next time, this is Marcus Williams signing out, and thank you for watching. Until next time.